Which episode 9 has got me seriously contemplating if anyone even lives in this city. I mean, I know that they do. I also know that they just conveniently disappear the moment anything interesting is happening. Welcome to episode 9 of my retrospective reviews of Witch. If this is the first of these episodes you've seen so far, the playlist will be in the card and in the description. Enjoy! Episode 9 is called The Return of the Tracker, though they may as well call it the redemption of the Tracker because he's back to prove that he's a real threat. Let's see how that works out for him. As always, we start with everyone's favorite couple, Phobos and his giant snake, and they're having dinner. There is apparently a portal that the Guardians aren't aware of, somehow, and a recon team's been sent through the veil to find Caleb. We also get reminded about the whole stealing his sister's power thing.
Eat.
It's amazing. That's both a bizarre power play and something I 100% believe people do in real life. Honestly, the jokes about these two kinda write themselves. Why is Cedric in snake form? Does Phobos like it better? But now that we're done with them, we get to see what the main characters are doing.
2 C's, a D, and... You stuck gum over your math grade?
Not well in school apparently, or at least Will isn't. So her mom punishes her by telling her she can't go see a movie over the weekend. Sorry show, but I've already ranked these outfits. Better luck next time. The movie the girls want to see is I literally just watched the episode and I can't even remember if they said the name of the movie, let alone what it is. But that's generally unimportant beyond the fact that the girls really want to see it and Cornelia's totally fangirling over the star, Vance Michael Justin, whose name is somehow too much and yet just right.
This time somebody else sits next to Mrs. Justin.
Such a simple line, but it communicates so much and sounds so genuine.
It's the premiere. Be prepared to spend 6 hours in line. Bundle up, bring cocoa, and earplugs.
On one hand, why would you wait 6 hours? On the other hand, I usually wait until the movie's out on digital to see it, so I can't say I know much about the movie-going experience.
He hates being called VMJ.
And broccoli and girls who wear too much makeup.
I miss Big Time Rush. Yes, that was my takeaway from that line. Also, Will's pretending she isn't banned from seeing the movie, so let's see how she gets around that. Okay, so this scene is kind of bizarre. Apparently, Blanc was leading Caleb to a portal and just disappeared as soon as the camera entered the scene, leaving the rebel leader alone talking to himself. He notices the girls walk past and I guess he figured they were leaving Cornelia behind and went to meet her instead of walking towards them. Also, the recon team has found him. Anyway, he arrives and does what he was meant to do.
Hey, I'd like to see Vance Michael What's-His-Teeth tangle with a giant lizard, cause I do that, you know.
He's a Trindleblatten, a tribe of incredibly good-looking pixies who bravely battle the forces of Flundar.
The show came out in the mid-2000s, which makes it funny that it's basically admitting, yes, girls can sound like this, if they care. Now that that's done, Blanc finally returns. Apparently, he left to steal a taxi because the plot required it. Also, apparently, he can drive. Somewhat. So can Caleb.
How do you start it?
Okay, this ride would have the car looking like the politician's car that Dio hijacked. But he does lose the recon team thanks to it. We get to see Hay Lin's parents as she tries to convince them to let her go to see the movie. Apparently, she's 12. My Cornelia is 14 theory is getting shakier. Hay Lin's parents are very protective. But you know, she's literally 12. The fact she didn't get an immediate flat no is staggering. You know you're getting old when you start siding with the parents about how reckless their kids are in these shows. Phobos' scouts report back to him with the news that they lost Caleb, and he decides to unleash the tracker. Also, the dialogue implies Phobos doesn't understand the growl-based language of his more monstrous grunts. When I say that, it sounds like something that should be important but probably won't be. Back on Earth, Will talks to a poster of some guy. Is it Vance? Anyway, she basically talks herself into sneaking out while her mom's in the shower. Boy, it sure would be convenient if the last episode established she has a way to create an exact duplicate of herself to take her place while she did this. I mean, we already know she would absolutely take advantage of her powers to do it if it was an option. It'd be really convenient if she could, but I guess she just has nothing to get out of this jam. Too bad. Wait, Caleb's still barely avoiding being a contestant on Smoking Gun World's Dumbest Rebel Leaders? He finally seems to realize what a terrible idea this was after Blanc throws up and tries to abandon the car. And then a portal opens right in front of him and spits out the tracker. Okay, so here's the thing. At first it looked like the show just doesn't give a shit about the rules of its portals, which is kinda true, as we will see later, and that Phobos just opened the portal directly in front of Caleb. But then I realized what probably happened. Caleb just drove in a circle and wound up back where he started in front of the portal Blanc was supposed to show him at the beginning. The portal that is now visible to him because of plot. As we will see later, the portal is behind the movie theater he and the girls were at earlier. So what actually happened is that, very conveniently, Caleb just happened to be near the portal when the tracker came out. This way, he's actually aware he's being hunted. Fortunately for him, the tracker insists on walking everywhere, so he actually gets to run away. I guess this guy's an endurance hunter. Irma's stuck babysitting, so she can't go to the premiere. Her parents are going to the policeman's ball. You see, when my brother does stuff like that, I just take his scooter away. Caleb shows up, warning about the tracker's reappearance, but he believes he's managed to ditch him. After that, all Irma can hear is, "You can go see the movie while I'm here." You know, the tracker's presence sounds like something the girls should be on immediately. Do the characters take him as seriously as I do? Which is to say, not very.
Please, the tracker, it's like outwitting a 6-year-old. Ow!
Damn, they do. Hay Lin's parents do eventually let her go, under the condition she remains in constant communication with them. It's cute.
Hello? Dad?
Just checking.
We're the only ones who didn't dress up.
Correction, you're the only ones.
Whoa, this episode's outfit ranking snuck up on me there. Going by the characters we see have new outfits, from worst to best: Blanc, Caleb, then Cornelia. Once again, we see Corny win by having no competition. Caleb's getting annoyed by Chris. I am far too African to believe any child would actually dare to do any of this. Wait, he can talk? Did I forget he can talk, or is this the first time? Meanwhile, we learn a new function of the Heart of Kandrakar. It can sense dangers from Meridian and inform the girl of the tracker's presence about 10 seconds before he walks past them.
What's in that direction?
Caleb and Blanc babysitting Chris?
You left your little brother with them?
Now that's just cruel. To Caleb and Blanc.
The girls leave to handle it. Well, most of them do. Cornelia stays to keep their place in line. The episode from this point is basically the girls switching in and out to try and slow the tracker down as he walks to Irma's house. Meanwhile, Lin arrives to try and take control of the situation before Caleb has an aneurysm. The girls first attempt to stop the tracker with just fire, air, and water. Whoa! Look at all that destruction. How has no one noticed this? Oh, so there are people here. I'm shocked. Also, why is he just ripping everything apart? Let's see how the girls deal with this. The urban legends in this city must be wild. She does this to make Blanc's trail disappear. It doesn't work. Irma's so shocked her voice comes out of Will's mouth.
They picked up the scent again.
Also,
And now back to our movie.
no. First we have to throw this walking hurricane back to where he came from. Hay Lin switches out with Cornelia for another attempt. Corny grows a small forest around the tracker and sniffer to impede their progress. It does not work. Irma switches out with Hay Lin as the tracker finds Caleb's location. I don't know why, she doesn't do anything. They then try just blocking his path. Okay, why do they go so hard with this guy? Caleb leaves the house to draw the tracker away, forcing Blanc to go with him so they can find the portal. Hay Lin's parents arrive because it's been 12 minutes since she last answered her cell. Irma pretends some Randy in a costume is her. the scene is here entirely to break up the action and be amusing. And thus, the final action scene begins. A chase with Caleb leading everyone to the portal. Honestly, I still find the tracker a tad underwhelming. He doesn't stand a chance as a physical threat against all 5 girls and wouldn't be able to do anything to keep them from taking Caleb even if he catches him. But he plays the role of an unrelenting pursuer quite well regardless. His aim, when it isn't Will's leg, is kinda trash though. The chase is exciting. Despite all the near misses, as most zombie films have proved, zombies are a lot more terrifying when they can run. It has some ridiculous set pieces that are right at home in
He needs a shortcut, fast. Somebody likes somebody.
I mean, yes, but I don't see how that's relevant to what she just said. She's right. Meanwhile, the movie screening has started and what do you know, the portal opens right there. These portals care so little about their own rules. This portal was outside the building, now it's inside. Can the portals move? It would explain how the portal in episode 2 seemed to move underground over time. If they can, I'd hope someone would actually say it so it's an established fact and not just something I've assumed to explain everything away. Anyway, the portal's new location creates a much more dramatic stage for the final defeat of the tracker. Irma immediately finds Caleb, probably because the plot told her where it is, and leads him to it. That's actually funny enough for me to forgive how little sense it makes. There are 2 things wrong with that scene. First person to tell me both in the comment section gets a cookie. And so the stage is set for Caleb to fight this guy. If this ever happened in real life, I wonder if I would also convince myself it's just a show. I'm gonna be honest, Caleb looks really good in this fight. Dodging attacks, outmaneuvering a clearly stronger opponent and his dog, and even making the tracker return to Meridian using himself as bait before slipping back. Gotta respect it. Plus, it's a mini redemption for failing to lose the tracker and also not getting to fight his dog in episode 6. I buy more and more into the idea he's the rebel leader as the show goes on. He's absolutely not on the girl's level in power, but he has much more combat experience and they give him the respect he deserves on occasion, even if he fell for an obvious trap last episode. He jumps back to Earth and Will seals the portal. Wait, when did Irma transform? Fortunately, everyone was too distracted by the fight and the light show to look up. After the movie, we find out Will's mom and Irma's parents are outside.
Then we come home to find Irma had left Mrs. Lin in charge.
Well, I hope Will enjoyed the movie because it's the last one she'll ever see.
Really, Mrs. Lair? Nothing about the collapsed trees around your house? I feel that's more important than your teenage daughter doing teenage daughter things. And most hilariously of all the girls except Hay Lin slept through the movie. And with that, the episode is over. I guess by episodic animated TV show villain rules, Phobos won't immediately send the tracker to try again. I'm also sure no one will even notice all the damage he's caused. This was an episode. It was fun, but it was also probably the most episodic episode so far. Until proven otherwise, I'm pretty sure you could just straight up skip this and miss nothing. Despite that, it was good, just not outstanding or mind-blowing. But being just good isn't a bad thing. It's actually the opposite. The movie's subplot was serviceable, it didn't add or take away too much, and it provided a good set piece for the climax. The tracker kind of redeems himself as a threat, though I still don't buy that he ever had a chance of success. All in all, it was an episode. What's the name of the next one? Framed? Oh, I remember that one. Subscribe so you don't miss that review. Also, tell me your thoughts in the comment section and hit the like button. Thank you and good day.